rundown. So you want to get to our other topic for today?
Yeah.
So
Except, I mean, we're gonna talk a little grade the trade NHL trade deadline stuff.
yeah,
Sean's gonna take the lead on this because he had some sound logic as to how to approach this. We can't give it. We're gonna use the wheel, but we can't, and we're gonna like try to justify uh the grade that the wheel gives us to the trade that was made.
yep.
So, however this goes, hopefully it'll be just as fun.
So
It could be a loony trade that goes to something that was really smart. So
I mean, yeah. So
there we go.
first, we're just gonna recap a bunch of the trade deadline. Uh, like we'll do a couple of these, but like some of them are just like whatever. Uh, but I definitely want to do the top one. So I want to see what the wheel gives the Jets and uh Rangers trade.
Hmm.
Do you have any hope for the wheel?
I think that the wheel's going to side with the Rangers.
Okay, let's
I think
see.
the wheel's going to say that something really stupid went down in Winnipeg.
Actually, the wheel gives it a C.
How are we supposed to like just? How are
Well,
we supposed to pick a side on that one? Then?
no. So basically, the wheel thinks this is a pretty even trade, right? Nobody kind of won out, which I would totally.
Except for Henrik Lundqvist and his tears,
Well, this wasn't even the trade that
because he
caused
cried.
Henrik Lundqvist
It
tears.
was. It was. Or no, I'm sorry, that was Zuccarello.
That was, yeah.
But you'd have to think that Hayes was up there too.
No, but I mean, so the wheel is saying that both sides got it completely fair.
All right,
If
kind
the
of.
wheel gave it an A, I would give Winnipeg the win. If the wheel gave it an F, I'd give
Mm-hmm.
the Rangers the win.
All right, right. Because we're basing this on the grade of the buyer.
Right.
All right, all right. I like it.
Yep. So, next trade is I definitely want to do the Mark Stone to Vegas for 2 players and a pick. What do you have any faith in the wheel on that one?
No,
No.
I don't.
All right. Do you think the buyer wins or the seller?
I think that the buyer's gonna win.
Oh, the buyer gets it gets a B. I definitely think the buyer wins in this case though, because Stone is like really good.
I think. I mean, yeah. Anyone who comes from the island from the Senators is kind of like, well, you never know, but especially on a down year. But
Right, but I mean, with the way the
it's not to
Senators,
doubt the player; it's just to doubt how the team and the organization has done as a whole. And
right,
you
but
have no idea how the player is going to rebound from something like that.
the Senators, they've sold a lot, but I don't think that they've necessarily I think they've made quite average for what they were expected to get, and probably they could have made a lot more if they pushed the right button. But definitely, I think Vegas got a pretty damn good deal here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next couple trades I just want to go over, like Minnesota's Kevin Fiala for Michael Granlund. I think that's just like a whatever. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, then Philly gets Ryan Hartman and a conditional pick for Wayne Simmons. There was a thing about this one where they could have traded Wayne Simmons to a different team, but they didn't waive the NTC. I think it was the Flames.
Yeah, the no trade clause.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to go to Calgary? Although Calgary doesn't have the best
Well,
goaltending.
it apparently the Flyers had to waive the
That's weird.
it was a no movement clause or something.
Why would they not want to trade with Calgary?
I don't know.
Not like they're
Somebody didn't
not
want to
like
trade
they're.
with Calgary. Whoever it was.
You get what I'm saying though. That's
Yeah.
an interesting one.
All right. And then I'll let the wheel do this one. You want to take over the grade though, because this trade affects my team.
Sure.
So the Devils traded. The Bruins acquired Marcus Johansson from the Devils for a 2019 second and a
Hmm.
2020 fourth. Let's see what the wheel gives it. The wheel gives it an A. How do you
All right.
justify?
Yeah. Well, it's like this because if you're the Devils, like, yeah, you have Taylor Hall, but you need that number two. You need that second building block, and I think that Marcus Johansson was that. Uh, you don't know like
No lose
how
for Hughes.
right, exactly, and I don't think that well, I mean, look, you guys could have lost with Johansson. Let's be real. And you guys were pretty much on the path to do so. It's just the thing of like when you guys start to win again, you guys need that depth and kind of have let those guys and you had last year in terms of depth get away from you.
Eh.
You haven't traded them. Uh, Brian Boyle obviously not with the team anymore.
But I mean,
Uh,
in Boyle's case, he was a UFA at the end of the year.
right, but in Johansson's case, he's
Also, he
still a
wasn't.
mid. Well, yeah, but he's a mid 20s in age. Still has a lot to
True,
grow,
true.
and he wasn't exactly having the loudest statistical year. That he was out of your market anyway.
Right, but I don't think he wanted to sign back with us, or we wanted to sign him back. It was one of the two.
I
Something
don't
came out.
know. I don't know. They obviously invested a lot in the trade with the Capitals for him, so I'm a little.
Yeah,
This one's a little
but I
iffy to
feel
me.
I feel like even though we did lose technically, because I think we paid 2 seconds. Uh, eh, I wouldn't necessarily call it a landslide for the Bruins, but probably a little bit better for them, like a B. All right, so the other trades, we'll do the two Columbus trades for the wheel. So let's just go over the Sharks acquired Gustav Nyquist from the Red Wings for 2 picks,
Hmm.
one conditional. Uh, and the Sabres acquired Brandon Montour for Brendan Gould and a first from the Ducks.
You think that the Sabres were a little quiet at the deadline?
I mean, I don't think they needed to be like. I think they risked too much by splashing too hard at the deadline.
True, but I don't know. Do you think that Columbus is in that same boat?
But I feel like Yarmo, the Blue Jackets GM, was in a do or die situation where he was gonna lose most of his team anyway.
Hmm.
So might as well go for it. Like the Sabres are in a completely different situation. They have Darlene for the first round pick of the past draft and a bunch of young guys. So they're still building, which is why I feel like splashing at the trade deadline could be a bad thing.
Hmm.
Whereas if you're Yarmo and you know you're going to lose your two star players in Panarin and Bobrovsky at the end of the year, don't just give up on the season. I commend him for doing what he's doing.
True.
But let's let the wheel rate the trade. Remember,
Yeah,
if
I
it's
mean
above a
that's
C, it's better for the Blue Jackets than the Senators. If it's below, it's better for the Senators than the Blue Jackets. So, first one is Ryan Zingle and a 7th round pick this year for Anthony Duclair and 2 second-round picks.
Anthony Duclair has been traded way too many times for me to think he's a good player anymore. It was
And
like,
it gets a
remember
D.
how big of a deal it was when like they traded him away?
So, this gets a D. What do you think?
All
Uh,
right, so let's run through that one more time. Give me the who's who on the trade.
so Ryan Zingle
Hmm.
and a 7th for Columbus, right? He's a forward. He's pretty good. He's one of the top scorers on Ottawa that they traded away.
All right. Well,
uh,
yeah, it's a very Pittsburgh Pirates move.
and then Anthony Duclair in 2 seconds. Duclair's like I think he's like a lower six forward.
Yeah, I was about to say third or fourth line.
Yeah.
All right.
But they did get the 2 second-round picks that are non-conditional.
Right. So and that's a big win. If you're playing for picks and you get non-conditional ones, that's a win on your side. My only thing from the Columbus perspective is you got a defenseman who's kind of like only done something 1 year so far.
Eh, But
So it's like if you're Ottawa, you get the value that you can get out of it now, not knowing how consistent the guy is as a long term player, and knowing that you're tanking anyway.
but okay, I kind of like I agree. Like I do think Ottawa won out on the trade. Like they won out because they have the extra picks, but it's more of how are they going to use those picks.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're saying both teams are equal and they have an equal shot at using the picks to say like a good way, Ottawa won
Mm-hmm.
out no problem.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right, so you want to hit the Matt Duchene trade. So uh,
Is
Columbus
Matt Duchene
acquires
good anymore?
Matt Duchene, Julius Bergman for two players and a first round pick in this draft and a conditional in next draft first rounder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The wheel gives it a B, saying that it was worth it to get Duchene.
I mean, if you're the Blue Jackets, you go all in. I didn't think in, but if there was anywhere to go all in, I guess I would have looked at goaltending depth with a shaky Bobrovsky this year. But
Right.
I guess they
Hey,
felt the
they
need to
got
go
Kincaid.
somewhere else. I guess. But when Bobrovsky looks like crap in the playoffs, like he has in years past, I guess that's the stone you turn to, and you go, "Well, thank God we have Keith Kincaid."
Hey, if not, he's there for the entertainment of his tweets.
Exactly.
But I mean, they got Kincaid for pretty damn cheap. He's not on our list, but they got him for a 2022 fifth round pick.
Well, how old is Kincaid?
He's not for goalie standards. He's not that old,
All right. He's got a hockey name like someone who's been around since the 90s.
right?
Him or like a Hedberg.
Okay.
Hedberg had been around a long time when he was with the Devils. Anyway, we completely got away from this Duchesne trade. I think that they paid too much for a guy that they didn't necessarily need a lot of.
I mean, I think it's like if you're saying but so this move is a double-edged sword, right? They're saying that they're not going to re-sign half the people they have, but they're also saying that we care about going out with a bang and not
Yeah,
just a cannon fire inside a damn arena.
yeah.
So I'm okay with it.
although the past has shown that that cannon doesn't really go off a lot in that arena anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, it still has
Not in the playoffs, it doesn't.
that. Yeah, true, true. All right. So anyway,
Have
you
they
want to get
won a
to the
playoff game? Or no, they still haven't won a playoff series. That's the thing.
no?
In their whole franchise history.
All right. So you want to get to the trades that we singled out?
Uh, yeah, sure.
All
We
right.
have now a second commenter on the chat room. This one's just talking about the Robert Kraft stuff.
All
Glad to
right.
see we're growing an audience. A little bit of a disturbing combination, but it is what it is. You can't, choose the people that love you.
Anyway, so the Wild traded Charlie Coyle to the Bruins for Ryan Donato and a fifth.
Is Ryan Donato any good?
I think he's I think he's decent. I'm
All
not gonna
right.
say he's like
But was
amazing,
he worth.
but okay,
See,
hold on.
Charlie Coyle,
This
I feel like.
the this wheel gives this an F, meaning the Bruins won out apparently
I'd say.
by a
I
lot.
mean, I'd say it's a pretty equal trade.
I think yeah, I don't think fifth rounds are worth super much, so I think it's pretty equal, but according to the wheel, it's not. It's apparently like Donato's so bad that they needed to give a fifth to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a great look, but I
Yeah.
feel like Donato's gonna. Although Donato did score a game-winning goal already,
Yeah. But
so
I think Charlie Coyle's pretty decent.
oh, he strikes me as a defenseman with the number.
Hmm.
Johnny Boatman says C minus. Audience feedback C minus.
All right. Anyway.
So we'll bring it up to a D just for the fan vote.
All right. Well, anyway, so this
I love it.
is all right. So the last one is the Oilers traded Cam Talbot to the Flyers for Anthony Stolaraz or Stolers
Yeah.
or whatever his name is. Yeah. So I mean, they're both goalies. Let's see.
I mean, one's a regular NHL roster guy, and one's kind of an up and comer, I guess. But
So they say that Philly made out a little bit better,
yeah, but
and
Philly trades for a goaltender like twice every year.
yeah, I don't know about that one. They had like 4 goaltenders on their roster at that point. Like, what the heck are
Well,
they doing?
I texted you before the Stadium Series game. I was like, "You think that the Penguins beat Cam Talbot?" Cam Talbot didn't even end up playing.
I know.
They still went with Brian Elliott. It's like, how many goaltenders are you, for one, going to carry on your NHL roster, and how many of them are you going to acquire via trade?
Hey, I mean, you can never have too many goalies.
But they traded away a guy from the minors to carry another majors type on the top pro team.
But I mean, is Brian Elliott like really doing anything right now? He might as well be.
Apparently so.
But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, for Edmonton. You don't know this guy. Is it really gonna pan out?
Yeah, but I mean,
B for bench worthy.
Edmonton burnt all the rubber off the tires of Cam Talbot. They tried to ride him so hard that he was burnt out. And that's a joke for someone
Yeah.
in the chat room.
I
Didn't
mean,
even
like, I don't know. This
just
trade was
happened
like,
to play out that way.
yeah. All right. Yeah. So I mean, those are the big trades.
Yeah. And then